In the heart of a busy Nigerian town lived Mama Kemi, a popular food seller whose meals were the talk of the entire market. Her jollof rice always had the longest line. Her pepper soup never lasted till noon. And her beans and white rice with stew had a taste no one could resist. Customers swore that her food was sweeter than everyone else's. Traders envied her. Women gossiped, but no one could explain why her pots always emptied before anyone else's. Some said she had a secret recipe. Others whispered she was simply gifted. But behind Mama Kemi's warm smile and loud laughter was a secret darker than anyone could imagine. One evening, a curious young man named Femi, who often bought food from Mama Kemi, noticed something strange. Instead of fetching water from the village borehole like the other women, Mama Kemi always carried her bucket in the direction of the mortuary at the edge of town. Nobody questioned her, but Femi grew suspicious. The next night, determined to uncover the truth, Femi hid behind the mortuary fence. His heart raced as he peeped through a broken wall. What he saw made his blood run cold. Mama Kemi stood humming softly as she filled her buckets with water dripping from the mortuary slab, where dead bodies were washed. She lifted the bucket with joy, as if she had found pure gold. Femi could not believe his eyes. He rubbed them, thinking it was a trick of the night. But there she was, smiling as she carried the bucket home. The following morning, Femi ran to his best friend Chioma and told her everything. But Chioma laughed. "Femi, are you sure you are not drunk? Who in their right mind will cook with mortuary water?" "I swear on my father's grave," Femi insisted. "If you don't believe me, come tonight. I'll show you." That evening, Chioma followed him. They hid together as the moon shone brightly. Soon, Mama Kemi appeared, bucket in hand. Humming joyfully, she filled it again with the forbidden water. Chioma gasped so loudly that Femi had to cover her mouth. They both stared in horror as Mama Kemi walked away. The next day, Chioma could not eat. The thought of all the times she had enjoyed Mama Kemi's pepper soup turned her stomach. She and Femi spread the news quietly to a few trusted friends, but within hours the entire town knew. The market was thrown into chaos. People screamed, some fainted, and others vomited on the spot when they realized they had been eating from her pot for years. Mama Kemi was dragged before the elders. The old man of the village, his wrinkled face stern, looked her in the eye. "Mama Kemi, is it true that you use water from the house of the dead?" At first she denied it. She wailed and rolled on the ground, calling it a wicked lie. But when Femi and Chioma stepped forward as witnesses, the old man raised his walking stick. "Tell the truth, woman, before the gods strike you down." Finally, with trembling lips, Mama Kemi confessed. She revealed that many years ago, when her food business was failing, she went to a native doctor. The man told her, "If you want your food business to never fail, cook with water that has touched the dead. The spirits of the departed will call people to your pot. They will eat, and they will return again and again." At first she was afraid, but hunger and desperation pushed her to try. And just as the native doctor promised, her food became irresistible. People came from far and wide. Some even claimed they dreamt of her food at night. The crowd roared in anger. Mothers dragged their children away from her. Men shouted that she should be banned forever. But then came the shocking twist. Even after her confession, some of her loyal customers begged her to continue. They whispered that ordinary food no longer satisfied them. Without Mama Kemi's cooking, they felt empty. The elders declared her food business closed and warned that anyone caught buying from her again would face punishment. But at night, some villagers sneaked into her house, knocking softly on her door, begging for a plate of jollof or pepper soup. The scandal grew worse when one man claimed that ever since he started eating Mama Kemi's food, his dreams were filled with strange faces, whispering his name. Another swore that he saw shadows following him at night. Yet still, they craved her meals. Soon, people began falling sick mysteriously. Stomachs twisted. Strange fevers broke out. Some even claimed to hear voices crying from their bellies after eating. Fear spread like wildfire. The elders blamed Mama Kemi's cooking. She was dragged before them once more. This time, she begged for mercy, but the old man raised his hand. "You chose profit over humanity. You fed your people with death." Her pots were smashed. Her stall was burned. And Mama Kemi was banished from the market. But here's the haunting part. Weeks later, people still whispered that the aroma of her jollof rice lingered in the air, even though she no longer cooked. Some swore they saw her shadow near the mortuary at night. And to this day, Her story is told as a warning, a tale of greed, hunger, and the deadly price of success. Because if only we knew what we eat at restaurants, perhaps we would think twice before taking that next spoonful.